Yo guys, Robbie here. First of all, just want to start off by saying apologies. This is the first video I've done in quite a while now, like 3, 4 months. So if you were like or did previously enjoy my videos and you've kind of been looking out for any more, I do apologize. I have been rather busy, well, very busy with a project that I am currently working on, which is an NFT blockchain game. For those of you that don't know what that is, please do check us out. We are chainguardians.io. If you just essentially pop that into your email address, you should be able to find us no problem. But that is not about us today, or it's not about the project that I'm working on. This is a video exploring a project called MATIC Network. You may have seen them banded about a little bit. You may have heard the name. You may wonder a little bit about what they do. So the idea behind this video is just to give you a little bit of insight into MATIC Network and what they are about, the use case of their token, their coin, and what a little bit about what they're doing really. So MATIC Network, where to start really? I have had some personal dealings with Matic. They are an amazing team with some really awesome, developers and really awesome team members working um, on the project. They're really stand-up guys. They are no small fish either. They're involved with multiple other projects, making partnerships and making a real difference in a number of ways. For some of you, obviously, I would imagine anybody watching this video, you will know what Ethereum is. So, in terms of Ethereum, you will be aware that there are scalability issues, or even if you don't really know 100% what scalability is, it essentially just means, let's say, the scalability affects the number of transactions that take place on the blockchain, so the speed of Ethereum, if you like, and as a result, that impacts the gas prices. Um, Matic Network is essentially is a side chain solution. Um, Putting that into to layman's terms, essentially all that means is that it ensures that they can process transactions as a side chain to Ethereum. So it works on top of Ethereum, so that gas prices are not extremely high and the network doesn't get clogged and it speeds it up. Um, it may almost seem to the new user coming in to see um, Ethereum, well, what's the point, what's the need, etc. Well, if you are sending mass amounts of transactions, small transactions in particular, then the cost can be really high. And this is actually something that myself has come across as a result of being involved with NFT games, which require lots of microtransactions to ensure that the I'm not sure, like the game essentially, and certainly the underpinning uh, underpinning game transactions, like lots of like minor transactions that may take place there, uh, could face it could become unusable as a result, because it's not feasible to process all these transactions because the costs may be worth more than maybe an item that's being mined or anything. Um, so it has a massive use, and that is reflected in in essentially its current market cap at 36 million. So this is um, no small project. They are in the top 100, and they've got a large market cap, but with the potential to grow. I mean, you can see just within the last 24 hours that we've seen a 10% rise against ETH and a 7.3% rise against Bitcoin. That in itself is, we know, excuse me, we all know that coins don't coins fluctuate, and especially in the current market. But if you look where it started, it is up 266% from from inception, which is not bad at all, especially when you considered essentially the token was founded during what you could argue is like a bull market or a pretty stale market right now. Sorry, bear market or pretty stale right now. From my understanding, that it's pretty new, and it's still found itself steadily rising, as you can see. Um, the all-time low of May here, and so on and so forth. So you can't really argue too much with its performance. It's pretty nice. In terms of its use case, if we just have a little glance here, it gives us a little bit of an indication about the use case. MATIC Network is a layer 2 blockchain platform using the Plasma framework and decentralized set of state validators to provide a solution for faster and extremely low cost transactions. Okay. They have literally just launched their mainnet as well, which is a massive move for them. Um, and a really, like a really big tick against their project development. So that they've got lots and lots going on here. I'm not going to go into all the technicalities of that because this is not the purpose of this video. I also don't want to. I don't want to bog people down, and to be honest with you, I wouldn't say I'm like the biggest expert on exactly how this, how the plasma chain works and how it enables for scalability. I just know that it does. I know that it works. I've seen it work. I've tested it, and my project team has tested it, and it's very impressive. So getting rid of that, we can have a look at their Twitter. It's always nice to check the social media. As you can see, they've got 23.8k followers, really big follower base. And one thing in particular that I really like, because obviously being in the NFT gaming chain, NFT blockchain gaming space myself, is their current kind of movement towards partnering with NFT blockchains and other dApps really. I know that they are, like for example, working fairly closely with different elements of Decentraland, which is, as you may or may not know, is a fairly big project close to my heart. And they are attending lots and lots of different events and with respect to blockchain games and such. So they've just attended DevCon, or they may even currently still be there, and they're talking about scalability issues and how MATIC Network is addressing those issues effectively. So we can have a little watch of the video here.
Hey guys, so all of you know that MATIC Network is at DevCon. So yesterday, Jayanti has had his talk on DevCon stage where he spoke about scaling Ethereum, having usability in mind. Today, Vaibhav is going to take a session on ZK rollups, which can be a future of off-chain scaling. So Vaibhav, what are you going to speak today about?
So it's going to be about how rollups work in general, and we are like going to create a small rollup chain while in the workshop itself. So it's
Okay.
going to be fun, hopefully.
Yeah, it's going to be fun and very informative. So, we are very psyched about it. So, see you there.
Yep.
So as you can see, there is, they are doing lots of talks at lots of different events. They are, fairly well sought after for doing so. So they're well regarded, in the blockchain space. Fairly recently, I saw that they partnered with Axie Infinity, which is a really big NFT blockchain gaming, game. They are part of the Binance Chain Alliance now too. I noticed that they got voted for by, I think, a lot of members to get added to Binance too. Which so that they are very popular. They are very interactive and lots of stuff going on in their social media. We are also working closely with them to implement Matic as part of sidechain solution offering for our microverse and to enable our tokenomics etc. as well in our game. So they are doing a lot of work with a lot of different projects and really enabling them to flourish in a lot of different ways. Um, in terms of the website, it's really cleanly laid out. It tells you about them up here and what they intend to do. So I know that the co-founder of my project met Sandeep and really hit it off with him as a great mind. And I've spoken with Siddharth as well, and he's a great guy. So they have a really awesome team. They're based in India. They're very dedicated. They work really hard. Um, Use cases. Talks a bit here. Integrate MATIC payments on your dApps with a few simple steps and set up payments on chain whenever needed. Payment transactions on MATIC Network can be confirmed in sub-seconds due to faster block generation times, while incurring significantly lower fees. In other words, cheaper and faster because of some of the scalability issues in Ethereum. Therefore, one could feasibly believe that as more and more people adopt MATIC for such use cases, especially for use cases with dApps which require a lot of microtransactions, which there are a lot, the use case of MATIC is going to just increase. And considering that and understanding the use case, the total supply is moderate, relatively low, and the circulating supply is even lower. So you could only really consider that, in my view, being a believer in it, that it's got a bright future. As always, I'm not a financial investor. I'm not here to tell you what to buy or where to put your money. It is just a video introducing you to Matic, and if you see the use case and you like what you see, by all means, you might want to pick a few coins up. That's completely down to yourself, and you should always do your own research. But as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please do feel free to leave them below. I'd appreciate if you like and subscribe, and I will try to ensure the next video comes a little bit quicker than between the last one and this one. Cheers, guys.